Hi there, this is Tim with an Elite Dangerous video, and in this video I'm setting off from the Alioth system, and my target for exploration is the Pillars of Creation, which I think are part of the Eagle Nebula. I fitted out a Cobra Mark III for exploration. Basically everything is pretty light, which is normally the D-class modules, and then I have the C-class exploration modules, and then an A-class fuel scoop and frame shift drive. And but basically I'll show you roughly where I'm going to head. This is where I am right now. You can see that Sol is actually pretty far down, and just to kind of give you an idea here, you can see there's actually quite a few nebula that are actually being highlighted. There's the Eagle Nebula right there, and you can see there's actually a few others, and I might try to kind of hop across to those while I'm on my way, especially the Lagoon Nebula. And it's sometimes a little bit difficult because you did actually only have 100 light years of plotting range. Now thankfully you actually have 1,000, but you've still got to kind of roughly guess, you know, the direction that you want to head in to actually plot that course. And you can see here the pipe stem. This is the Pipe Nebula. It's looks basically black, and I've seen photos of the real thing too. This is pretty much how it looks. It's almost directly in front of the galactic plane, which is where kind of the brightest line of stars is when you're viewing from Earth. And basically this is where I'm going to head to. Take a look at this first, and then I'm going to head over then towards the IC 4604 Nebula, which is kind of a reddish nebula with some kind of green tones and things like that. Just trying to find a nice kind of viewing area, a star that I'll be able to jump to and then view the Pipe Nebula in front of the bright galactic plane. And this looks like it'll be quite nice, and it's actually only 451 light years away. Just going to plot the fastest route, and there we go. You can see Sol is pretty much directly behind there. And to give you an idea of how little distance this actually is, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And the blue circle that I'm actually heading towards is almost on the kind of arrows that are where I'm actually located now. So I'm really traveling no distance at all within the galaxy here. Okay, so we're going to head out now, and I'm obviously going to fast forward the majority of the flying, which is basically just me scooping, scanning the odd planet or star here and there, and I do actually get interdicted in a moment. And you know, my drive is charging. You know, I was about to jump out when I got interdicted, so I really was just kind of following the escape vector here to stall time, and then my intention was to then move up to align with the target destination. But unfortunately that pulled me out of Super Cruise, and then I wasn't able to jump out either. So Just going to see what this is here. This is an adder, and I really should be able to take out an adder even in an exploration fitted Cobra. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to save my multi-cannon for as long as I can though, because obviously it has limited ammunition. And if I get interdicted a lot where there are no stations, then I'm not going to be able to rearm the multi-cannon. The ship is actually clean in this system, but there's no jurisdiction here. So basically what that means is that they don't have a criminal record in this system. They could have one in any other faction system, and that's actually what they did have. This person is a criminal, and even though they're clean, they have a wanted status somewhere. And unfortunately they're about to get their shields back. So I decide now that I'm going to try to use my multi-cannons a little bit, because I'm just wasting time here dealing with this person. There we go. And 5% hull for 3, 2, 1, and they're dead. And that's a 13,000 credit bounty, which is very nice. And switched back to my scanner, and now I just have to reassign my my navigation target so that I can continue jumping towards the Pipe Nebula. Probably getting to be about halfway there now to the Pipe Nebula, and I'm about to get interdicted again. And this interdiction kind of taught me a lesson. It taught me a lesson that when you are exploring, run away. You know, you don't have a suitably fitted ship for kind of taking on a ship that's this big, and you'll see I'm kind of outgunned, but I do realise when it's time to run away, thankfully. So here I actually pull back on the throttle and submit, because my intention is to take whoever who is trying to interdict me out. But it's a bigger ship than I can probably take with this fitting. And it's a federal dropship. Now he has a clean status as well, so I figure that you know, I need to get him scanned, otherwise there's no point in me actually engaging in combat, because I'm not going to get anything for it. So I start trying to scan him here, and I'm basically just wanting to get that done, but he's actually doing a pretty good job of taking down my shield while I'm just messing around scanning him, so I open fire as well. down to 96%, but he's also got my shields down and has taken 1% off my hull, and I have a long way to go. I can't really be you know, losing percentages off my hull for someone that is going to interdict me, so I'm out of here basically. I'm going to run away, and that's taught me a lesson. When you are exploring, you probably just should run away. So there's my target. This next jump, I'm actually officially entering the nebula, just the stem of it, and there's different sections of the nebula. There's the stem, I think there's an area called the cup and things like that, and that's I'm actually entering it with this next jump. You can see it's actually getting pretty large in the view in front of the galactic plane now. Just trying to kind of figure out which star to jump to for the best view. And here we go, here's a little view of it right now. I'm getting closer.
Frameshift drive charging.
Obviously I've just stopped here to take a couple of screenshots. And there we go, look at that, that's the Pipe Nebula. Just going to drop out of Super Cruise so I can take another screenshot. I'm having to do this in solo mode so that I can get high resolution screenshots, which is disabled for open play. High resolution screenshots are captured by holding down Alt and pressing F10. And over on the left side you can see the nebula that I'm actually going to be heading to next. Just dropping out of Super Cruise again. Get some more screenshots. Okay, so now it's time to just have a look around, see if there's another system that might give a nice view. We're actually looking at the nearby dark region now, but what I'm looking for now is that red nebula that we saw earlier on, and you can see it moving around up at the top of the screen. I'm going to try to find a system that's close by to it, and there you go. You see its name is IC 4604 Nebula, so I'm just going to search for that. And there we go. So this is the nebula that I'm heading towards now. There's actually, it's very hard obviously to see black on black, but the nebula itself, although it looks like it's red, it's not. There's a lot of kind of black in there. It's just that obviously you're seeing black on a black backdrop, so you only really see the red. As you can see in each kind of video clip here, just getting closer and closer. Close enough now to stop and get a quick screenshot. And now, as you can see, I'm heading to a star that's right in front of the nebula. So when I get there, basically half of all space should probably be filled with nebula, really.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And here we go, back in normal speed, and you can see there's well, red everywhere. You actually do need to move away from the star that you jump into a little bit before the actual colours come out a little bit more, and this is fairly normal. It's just a lighting effect. It happens in real life as well as in the game. You need to move away from the bright object for these colours to really come out. So dropping to normal speed now so I can take a few images again, and I think this looks really good. I mean, I'm not sure how well it will translate onto a YouTube video, but I think they've done a pretty good job with this. And obviously I'll have some screenshots on my website that I'm actually taking while I'm recording this video, and you can check those out as well. On my screen at least, I can obviously see a lot of red. I can see greens and blues and an awful lot of black as well, or a dark colour that looks like black. Now looking around to see if there's another star that I can jump to that might have a really nice view.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's pretty amazing how it works really, where you can select a particular star in 3D space in the galaxy map, and then actually move there in 3D space visually. It's very, very cool how they've done that. And again, like I said, you need to move away from the star a little bit before the light pollution effectively from the star is obviously removed, or removed as much as it can be. You can see that this isn't very bright right here. A lot of light pollution basically from the star, and the further I move away here, you should see the nebula itself become a little bit brighter. There we go. And pretty much all of space now. I don't know if I'm actually inside the nebula, but I'm definitely very close to the edge of it. And as you can see, I'm just looking around here, and it looks like there's nebula almost everywhere around me. Just dropping out again to get another screenshot or two. And I'm now behind the nebula, so I'm on the opposite side to Sol. And just looking to get a different view of it. And there you go, you can actually see a lot of the green now, or at least I can. At the bottom side there, space doesn't look black, it looks green, and those are the colours that are kind of being pulled out of this nebula now as I move around it. And just remember, of course, that a lot of the fantastic, colourful pictures that you'll have seen of space will be photos of just a very small section of a nebula. It's not often that they'll show an entire nebula and, you know, show you how pretty that is. They'll focus in on a particular colourful or shapeful area because it'll be shaped like some kind of animal or, you know, whatever, and that's obviously what they focus on. Okay, so that's me done with that nebula. So now I'm basically checking out where the Lagoon Nebula was there, and trying to plot a course to take me a little bit closer to it. And now that's done. Basically all I'm doing now is I'm just rounding out the video so that I've covered 1,000 light years. At the end of the video here you'll see that I am 1,000 light years from Sol, and my intention is to do these videos and basically move 1,000 light years per video, and whatever I encounter and find interesting within those 1,000 light years, whether it's a nebula or a particular planet or anything like that, I'll just basically stick it in the video. This video is uncut, there's nothing cut out of this at all. Obviously the less interesting sections, or where it's just me jumping and jumping and jumping, I've obviously sped those up for you. But yeah, I'm quite surprised actually. I found it very, very easy to find objects that hadn't yet been claimed by a human player. You know, there was an awful lot that had, but they tended to be near the nebulas, which is obviously where everybody has been heading. But I didn't find it hard at all to find a system which was unexplored, and that there was no commander's name on the on the planetary bodies. So what that means is that if I scan those planetary bodies now, head back to a station now, I might be the first person to sell that data. And I think, you know, considering this is still within 1,000 light years, there must be a lot of availability still to be claimed. I think that's fantastic, really. But anyway, this is the end of the video. I'm just going to do a quick search for Sol, just to show you how far away I am from it. And there we go, 920 light years, which is near enough. And there we go. I'll see you in the next video, where I will hopefully end it about 2,000 light years away from Sol. Thank you. Bye bye.